Of course, you can always reassure your partner, comfort, and be gentle and loving towards them. But it is important that you don't make too many adaptations or too many concessions to them. It is very, very important. Both parties must have a common ground to meet. It is never, ever one-sided. You can't always make the concessions just because you want your partner to be happy, and you are now trying to readapt. You are trying to change the way you really are, which is often genuine. Remember, if your partner is feeling insecure, it's not because you are guilty of anything wrong, but by trying to readapt, it's not helping your partner at all. What you need to do is to explain and reassure, but never ever try to give too much changes just to please the partner. The issue of insecurity in that relationship must be tackled, or else it will lead to a potential breakdown of that relationship. The relationship will improve once the insecure party addresses their insecurity and learn to trust their partners and relax more often, and not having to know what the other partner is doing or thinking, or what is not doing or thinking at any point in time. Self-esteem will improve, and in turn you will feel more loved and valued. 10 steps on how to overcome insecurity. 1. Overcoming jealousy. You stop imagining the worst. A lot of people are always, competing with friends and colleagues of their partners, to the point that when the partner does something to a friend or a colleague, they feel jealous, and that tends to bring insecurity. Meanwhile, they have more than what the partner is doing or what the partner has done. They want everything to themselves. So no matter how much they receive, they are never satisfied. And every little thing that is given to someone else, they covet. 2. Obsessive thoughts. The things we put our minds on. We tend to think the worst of things. Every time our mind thinks about our partners or our friends, only the worst case scenarios come to our minds, never about positives, never ever about the good parts, never good memories, but the most terrible things that could happen, worst case scenario. And these are the things that brings the insecurity into the relationship, into that friendship. 3. Give your partner some space. Be less anxious about your partner. Be less anxious about what they are doing. Be less anxious about who they are talking to. In as much as it is important for us to be concerned, let's try to give some slack. Number 4. Stop the mind reading. You want to read what he's thinking. He says 1, you think 2. He says A, you think B. That is killing. This is the most horrible thing to do, because it is worse when somebody means well, but you are thinking it in negatives and even begin to say it and imply it. The things we say or do, they are very hard to retract. What about if we are wrong? A lot of us are never careful about what we say when we are insecure. A lot of the things we say are things that we can never take back. Number 5, stop looking for a perfect relationship. There is no perfect relationship. Every relationship has their challenges. Like they say, the grass is not always greener at the other side. Until you go to the other side, you will see that where you are is a lot better. But you have to taste it before you can understand. We all have our faults, and let's try to understand with our partner. But every partner must make an effort to improve themselves. It's not enough to say, that is who I am. It's not enough to know that your partner doesn't like something, your partner is not comfortable about something, and you don't do anything about it. It is important to do something about what your partner is not happy about. Number 6, we must stop inventing problems where there are none. inventing problems in your mind and then believing them to be real or true is called self-sabotage. You are destroying yourself. Where there is no problem, you invent it and you build on it. Sometimes some partners don't just feel so comfortable with the silence in the home or the peace in the home, and they just stir up something. Stop focusing on the negatives. No meaningful relationship will always work flawlessly all the time. Insecurity is what makes us go back to all the negatives and we forget the beautiful and the sweet and the good times that we had. Trust. Trust is the biggest factor when we deal with insecurity. Insecurity, 100% of the time, is as a result of lack of trust. When you trust your partner, you will believe in them. You will believe what they say because you know them more than anybody else. The fear of abandonment. A lot of people are desperately in need of acceptance and not focus on the ingredients in making a healthy relationship. Independence. You know, there are people that are so dependent on their partners that the partners do virtually everything for them. And when that partner is not available to do those things that they normally would do, insecurity comes in. Doubt. The trust begins to shake. You must learn to enjoy an independent life while loving your partner. And this will allow your needs and your choices to have equal value. It is important that we educate our minds, educate ourselves, so that we can understand how and when we are feeling insecure.